I'm David Hall, and I'm welcoming you to Blessed Sacrament Church and a visit to the inside of the pipe organ at Blessed Sacrament. This organ was built at the same time as the church was built. It was designed to fit inside this exact building, a uniquely designed instrument. You can see when you look up to the top of it that it just fits underneath the roof line, and it was planned like that. The largest pipe here at the corner is not, in fact, the lowest note on the organ, and so the height of the organ determined that some pipes had to go inside or at the back. And we have opened up here a little smaller section, another set of pipes distinct from the ones at the very top. And this smaller section was added about 10 years after the top pipe. The pipes at the top were installed. So these pipes in this section are the top keyboard, the pipes for the top keyboard, and the lower keyboard goes in behind all this and up to the pipes at the top. And the Gerhard Brunzema that built this was a German, and the organ is built in a German style, and we use German words a lot. So we call the Hauptwerk, the head work for the top pipes, and Brustwerk, or chest work, for this section here. And we also have pedals, notes that are played by the feet. They are duplicates of the sort of lower half of a keyboard from here on down to there. And as I sit on the bench, then I can move my feet to play those. This open door here has actually got louvers on it, and this big pedal controls the opening and shutting of those louvers. When we play a note, we pull down on a wire, which pulls down the hook that's on this roller board. We call these rollers, these things that have a hook on both ends. And what they do is they just move the energy over, and then they'll pull down one of these wires that's right underneath the pipe that comes off of this note. So this one, the pipe is right up there. This one is coming out over on this side, and that's one of these pipes here. The other control, because not all those pipes are working when I press the note, is these levers that we call stops. And I'll show you on the side that there's a little slider in between the opening for the wind and where the pipe is sitting that has a hole in it that will line up and open up a way for the wind to get to the pipe. And this will control that. An organ that works by means of these mechanical linkages between the keys and the pipes, and also between the stop knobs and the pipes, is called a mechanical action or tracker action organ. And one of the things that it can do that an organ in which those connections are all made by electric wires and contacts is these can be pulled out exactly halfway, or you can create a sound pipe is not being fully winded. That was the sound of a pipe that was just getting a little bit of air and not a full supply. At the side of the organ here, we can see these black rods are the things that the stop knobs connect to. And when you push a stop knob in or out, it will make this turn, and then this is going up, and it will make something, a slider we call it, move back and forth. And the slider is right under the pipes. So here we can see some of the bottom of the pipes, and we can see some tubes that are going to the bigger pipes that are lying on their side right in here because they're too large to stand upright. And right here at the bottom are the sliders. So I'll go pull the stop knob and you'll see them moving back and forth. And what they're doing is lining up a hole. There are holes all along those sliders that line up with the bottoms of the pipes, and they let the wind in here. There is wind, air, that has come through this big square conduit, and it has come out of the floor. And in the floor, there's a space going back to a blower, and we're going to go look at that in a moment. And then you can also see all the little wooden trackers that are making the connection between my pedal keys, and over there are the notes, the pipes that make the lowest sounds on the organ, the pedal stop. Before we go listen to one of those, we're going to look at the plaque on the side. So this plaque says, "In loving memory of Mary Ann Voisin, née Zettel, first choir director of this parish, called to eternal life on August the 12th, 1981. Hers was the first Mass of Christian burial celebrated in this church. With profound gratitude to Blessed Sacrament Parish Catholic Women's League, this organ was dedicated as a perpetual memorial February 27th, 1983. Mary Ann Voisin was 33 years old when she died of a congenital heart condition known as QT syndrome, which caught everybody surprised. She was much too young to be expected to die. And it was only when her children grew up and were fitted with pacemakers that they realized what it was that had killed their mother when they were little. She was 6 years older than I am, basically, and so would normally have expected to be still the organist and choir director of this parish, and I would have to be working somewhere else. She was also the chairperson of the Catholic Women's League, which is why it's mentioned in the plaque, and they were the fundraisers. Their main project was raising the money to purchase this organ, and which they did in 2 stages. The first top pipes, the Hauptwerk manual was installed first, and then 10 years later they had enough money to pay for the Brustwerk organ. So here at the back of the organ, we see the bottom 11 notes of the pedal pipes. The one in the center, the tallest, is 8 feet tall. And then the next, that would be a C note, a C sharp on the far side, and then the D on this side, and they go back and forth. And when you look down at the mouth, you can see a narrow little slot where the air is coming through. And I'll go and play the bottom, the lowest note, so you hear that, and then we'll play another one so you can hear what happens when you put your hand over the slit where the air is coming out. So earlier, around the side of the organ, we saw the wooden square conduit that was the wind that was coming from the floor. And I said there was a channel in the floor that comes to the back corner of the church here, and there's a secret door. And inside, we have a blower. So this is the electric blower, and it is pumping air up into this bellows through this pipe here. And this bellows allows us to control what pressure the air is at. And then it is coming out through these flexible hoses, and they are going down into the hole in the floor, and that is going over to where I sit and play and where you hear the sound happening. Thomas Donahue wrote a book, in fact, about Gerhard Brunzema, his work and his influence. And this list tells the story of Gerhard Brunzema's life and his work, first in Germany and then in Quebec, where he worked for Cassavant, and then here in Ontario, where he had his own shop under his own control. And Thomas also recorded a CD of pieces showing off the organ. One thing to notice about Gerhard's work is he put all the effort and all the focus into the pipes and the sounds and the voicing of them. And when he built only with straight lines. The woodworking is very simple, very clear, and is not fancy or Baroque or curved or anything like that, because his focus always was entirely and completely on the sound. That is your introduction to the Blessed Sacrament Gerhard Brunzema pipe organ.